Unstoppable Robbie Gordon has come off the racetrack and spun. And that will bring the caution out here on lap number 1 today. Mark Martin has led the first 4 laps, but now Juan Pablo Martin bobbles a little bit in turn 1, and Montoya will get the spot, and here comes Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Yeah, that's exactly what we've been talking about all week. The guy on the inside, if the car gets close to him, and Montoya stayed right there on Mark Martin's door and got him loose as they got into turn 1.
Well, and guys, I think one of the indicators that this car is really good and comfortable for Juan Pablo is the fact that he has said nothing on the radio. And if he's not on the radio complaining about it, you know it's good.
Juan Pablo Montoya, the leader. Mark Martin in second spot. Tony Stewart is third. Whoa, in the 18 car, we just heard a moment ago in break that he had said he may have an issue developing.
Guys, well, looks like we blew it right front.
Track bar going up a round and a half on the 42 of Juan Pablo Montoya as well. Says the car's a little tight off. Dave?
The 5-car Mark Martin gave up second position for a 4-tire change. It was a bit long, but he's going to hold on to second place. No changes for Martin.
You see now Mark Martin choosing to go right behind Montoya.
And then Vickers right in behind Mark Martin with Jimmie Johnson tucked in behind Vickers.
Yeah, that's the smart, mature driver in Mark Martin saying, you know, this isn't the time to push that issue, just as you pointed out, Andy.
Every lap we run, it seems like that 48 car gets a little bit stronger and a little bit stronger. So what a surprise, huh? And here comes Juan Pablo Montoya, our leader. Montoya has led twice for 84 laps today. He has had one great hot rod here at Indianapolis.
He's demonstrated the ability now to make it on one more stop by going to lap 92. He's down in front of you, Vince.
Hey, he's led more laps today than he has in his entire Cup career combined. The car has been next to perfect. They're going to make a slight air pressure adjustment, 4 tires and Sunoco fuel, but no major adjustments on this car all day. That tells you how crew chief Brian Pattie hit it.
See Montoya's hands on the steering wheel. They're so steady. They didn't really work on this car at all. You heard Brian Pattie say they haven't changed a spring or a sway bar this whole weekend, and they parked a little bit early in happy hour.
There's nobody close, man. Focus on the track. Now the guys behind you got 1 lap more on the tires than you do. Sweet.
There comes the leader, Juan Pablo Montoya, for his final stop. If they get a good clean stop, it's his race basically to hang on to win. Vince.
Juan Pablo Montoya says the car's just a little bit loose. They're going to make a slight air pressure adjustment, a half pound up on the right rear. Otherwise, things are good for Juan Pablo. They said the car is really good. They just wanted the crew to make sure they had a good, clean stop.
Check that.
42 car was too fast on pit road in 2 different segments.
You know, I never badmouth NASCAR, but if they do this to me, I'm going to kill them.
And we're hearing numbers that are just absolutely just barely over the limit. They give him 5 miles an hour, and that puts it to 60 miles an hour, and he's just a couple of tenths over, but this is going to be devastating.
So Montoya has to come.
There's no way. I was on the green, 3 green lights all the way from before, maybe 30 yards before the line.
Autometer, they came up with a brand new gauge system. But when the needle goes away, look, Dave, when we get up in this caution area right here, that gives us a point of, hey, we might be in a little trouble. But when we get up here, when the tachometer starts flashing red and the red lights come on, you better back that thing back down there.
Mark Martin, the winningest driver thus far in the series. 4 wins in 2009, chasing his teammate Jimmie Johnson. Johnson, a 2-time Brickyard 400 winner. Mark Martin has never won this race. And with just 5 to go, the 5 car is moving in.
It doesn't take much. Look like Mark has decided now's the time to make his run at Jimmie Johnson.
And we have some traffic up ahead that could figure into this finish. Here he goes. Look at Mark trying to make a move on Jimmie. Or is that more Jimmie moving out of the way trying to break the draft?
I think part of that is, just like Rusty Wallace said, Mark Martin's able to make a really good run out of turn 2, and that gets him a good head of steam down the back straightaway, and that might be where Mark's going to try to make his move as the laps wind down here. See him get back to the throttle hard right there.
Well, that was a good exit. Nice run right here.
Here comes Martin on the outside. Does he have enough oomph? Johnson now able to pull him by still a couple of car lengths.
He's going to have one more shot at that place.
Just needs a couple of car lengths to try to loosen him up.
Man, he drove it hard in there and out of that corner. That's why Jimmie Johnson's a champion right there, folks.
Out of turn 4, headed for the checkered flag, and 3-time NASCAR Sprint Cup champion Jimmie Johnson becomes a 3-time winner at the Brickyard 400.
Free your mind.